hear that noise. Birds. Oh, unlock the door. Open sesame. Where I used to live for about 15 years, there was never any birdsong. Get your violins out. And I mean none. I noticed it, not immediately, but after a couple of years. I think I was awake all night and the sun was coming up. Usually you associate that with the birdsong, but there was none. Come out to live in the country and it's ever present. But as the sun's coming up and the sun is going down, obviously there's that chorus, and it's been my joy actually to stay in the vicinity of a massive crow family. I'd call it a murder of crows. I don't know. It's more like a family to me, and I've got to know some of the noises that they make, so I can recognise them as I'm travelling around, and starting to learn the difference between crows and ravens. I should know this really because I was a member of the Young Ornithologist Club when I was a little boy, and used to draw many birds and was fascinated. But at that childhood kind of level of understanding, and it was kind of cool. I remember my teacher was a keen ornithologist. He was very encouraging, and we had a school visit from a man named, wait for it, Mr. Bird. That was his real name. And we went to the I don't know, like some kind of aviary, see all the different types of birds. It was a whole trip, a whole thing during childhood. And unfortunately, you need to get the violins out again, because I didn't have enough pocket money for the monthly subscription, and so that was the end of it one particular month. And sad really, but I'm starting to have that love reignited. I happened to find the exact book that used to belong to my granddad that I used to copy the pictures from when I wasn't drawing them from real life observation, which is in the back of the van now. And so I have a lovely retro bird guide with fantastic art in it. And is it a coincidence that I found that book just before I left the town to start this new lifestyle? I don't think it was. It was left outside a house. You know when people just leave something like, hey, if you want this, it's on the windowsill. You could just tell. So walking past, oh, it's the book I used to look at as a kid. Picked it up. And it's wonderful, just as the sun's going down. And the crows, they're so intelligent and so crafty, and they're a joy to watch when I can, watch them. And someone mentioned to me, the guy who cleans the local loos, actually, bless his heart. And no, his name is not Wee John Poo Pong McPlop, but that's what I shall think of him as. As a nice guy. He apologised as he shook my hand. I was like, don't worry mate, I clean bird shit off windows all day. So that's a funny thing, isn't it? I clean bird shit off windows all day. It's definitely a bird theme going on. Anyway, he told me that some of the residents, you get like these Facebook groups for the residents of the town, were complaining about the increase in the crow population, and especially about the noise. I just shook my head. I told my good friend Samuel Connor, who's also appeared on this channel, car coming. I told him about this. He said it's funny really, thinking that crows are intelligent. They're more intelligent than the people who are complaining about them, because they're just getting on with their lives, making babies, foraging for food, flying, squabbling, and it is a fascinating subject for meditation actually. And I do plan to refire the old knowledge, not to a ridiculous degree, because I have meditation is number one, and that general subject and related subjects, but as a little offshoot I plan to get to know a little bit more, read some of the literature, and get a little bit good with the old bird spotting, knowing the difference between this species, that species, how it varies across the year in terms of their behaviour, and but yeah, there is I remember once the question was raised by someone else, what is it about birds? And I couldn't grasp an answer, because the this particular embodiment of the nous, if you like, was receding just at that moment. When you think about it, it's obvious, isn't it? It's the wings. And why do we personify angels as having wings? You don't even need to say it, it's just obvious. And sometimes in meditation, when you hear the fluttering of wings just as a bird lands or takes off, there's something so peculiar about that sound and the vibe that it gives off that I find it hard to put into words. But it seems to take me deeper every time I hear that. Something about that particular sound and the displacement of air, which is quite lovely. Oh, anyway, better get on. A window cleaner's work is never done. Be good.